this might just slip over from their hands, and Evos now one step away from the grand finals.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be a very stressful game for Onic, being, you know, technically one game down. Ooh, yes, they chunk out wrecked here with a little bit of help to Natalia. This is what we were expecting to see in the early stages of the game, because right now, if Natalia doesn't, you know, put pressure on the map, then what's the point of the pick? Because she's not going to be looking to farm as hard as Kimmy or even some of the other more aggressive picks in the lineup, like Uranus.
Yeah, I definitely would say that they are actually doing a little bit better so far with this sort of composition. It feels like they are so much more comfortable, but you know, the damage output so far is so much better. They can actually pull off at least some re-engages for the side of Onic. But Evos, of course, they're sticking with pretty much almost the same thing. The only difference right here, of course, the Lunox takes a little time to actually get up again. So, do you feel like it's going to be hard?
It might be a little bit, but it looks like they actually get the initial engage here. Rexy gets flicked on over with the help of Bajan to push him into safety, but they turn this around as Juan has already hit level 4. Kimmy, CW, he's not noticing what's going on here. He reacted a little too late, and the same goes for Rassi, who's forced to flicker back out of there. Well done to Evos there. Onic, it literally was 0.5 of a second too slow to react to Evos Legends, and that costed them first blood.
Oh man, that really was close. I mean, the 8-4 effort, they tried really hard to actually get that pick off, but look at how Evos actually swarmed them right there. Like, they kind of knew it was coming, and they timed it so well. But here comes Bajan as well as Wek. They are looking for Anti-Mage.
Yeah, and it looks like Bajan immediately he is notified, like, oh, Natalia's nearby, boys. Well, we better chill. We wanted to go for this initial play onto Anti-Mage, but I don't think it's going to be worth it this time around. And Rexy, he's going to put some damage into Anti-Mage, who is blocking a lot of the hits for CW, and as well as the Natalia, his Luminaire, forced to peel backwards.
Now, with most of all these players now hitting that reset button, the next objective will be the turtle. I'm wondering whether or not will Onic give high priority onto this, but Anti-Mage not looking is all too good. One more flicker to get that kill.
I mean, Anti-Mage is getting a little too bold. He has to remember he's playing Uranus here, but looks like Evos is going to get one more kill onto that Grok.
Oh, I don't know what to say. I feel like this is just looking pretty rough for them. Like, this is just a couple of mistakes that actually cost them so much, and now Evos has a free buff along with them, more EXP to deal with, and if we're looking at the top side once more, this is going to be Rex trying to actually secure the kill over on Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage will be pressurized by Rexy as well. He's getting changed all over the place, and this is definitely not helping.
Yeah, for at least Anti-Mage, he played this situation well. He quickly goes up into the jungle, and now the bottom side, Udil actually gets a freebie for himself. Can they take this turtle away? Who gets it? It looks like Rassi's base damage as Grok with the power of nature was able to secure the turtle. That's going to be really, really big for them, as now they should be able to slowly catch up into that EXP section. Rexy quickly going into that brilliance, and now Bajan coming in huge, securing that kill as Juan pulls on through with the help of the Angela. Juan getting flicked over with the ejector, Bajan using it really, really well. The distance has been closed, and now Juan wants to get one more.
My goodness, that was big turnarounds coming in from Evos Legends. Like, you thought that Lunox was going to die off? Not exactly. They just bounce back and they swing the bat straight towards their heads. And now Evos Legends so far up ahead. This one's hard for them, and over mid lane here, Rexy did not get walled off, and here comes Bajan, so he is A-okay.
Wow, you know, Bajan, usually you don't see Jawheads utilize the ejector as an escape mechanism or a way to, you know, push your lead, using your team, throwing your teammates forward and things like that. Oh boy, Rex in a lot of trouble here. He doesn't have any more hits of the Jukundo. He gets hit by the stun from Sasa, quickly flickering out of there. One last hit. Does he have the Shinpo? No, he does not.
Well, I would say that that's too much for him. I mean, Verdant was his tree, and he's been diving. He should have expected a little bit more pressure coming in from Onyx's side, but hey, 2 kills for the side of Onyx Esports. Maybe they might just actually be able to utilize some of these goals. Like, here comes Bajando.
You know what's interesting? I don't think people realize that Rekt single-handedly earned Evos Legends mid-tier 1. And here's why. Because the moment they all started pulling pressure towards that top side to make sure they secure the kill onto Rekt's Cho, they were able to get a better position here onto that mid lane to break tier 1. Anti-Mage is still alive. My goodness. He's still pulling it through. And this is what I was talking about. If Anti-Mage had gone even with the Cho and not given the initial solo kill, again, he would have been in this position where he can actually tank quite a bit more damage.
Oh yeah, definitely. Evos have already had this master plan going all along. Like, yep, they did give one kill away. They can't afford that because it's Rekt. I mean, later on he still will be pretty much effective now that they've also got that turtle as well. And Anti-Mage, yeah, he definitely needs to be around, and now he's going to be assassinated as well. Rekt going down for a second time.
Rekt does net them an extra turret, though, so, as long as the offlaner of all people is dying, that's actually not too bad, because remember, look at the items as of yet. Cho is slowly building up more defensive items this time round, rather than going ham, getting the Endless Battle, the Bladed Hephaestus this time, in comparison to the Uranus, who's barely even finished his first item.
Yeah, this is definitely something to take note of. Most of the Cho that has been played out, they play only aggressively, so this is a different side of what Rekt has brought in from game number 1.
For sure. Now, checking out here, CW is going to be able to get his red buff. That's going to be important. Oh, Rassi, is he going to survive? Looks like the Lunox didn't take the magic worship, so there isn't that extra burn, but the impure rage really made Grok look like he was butter.
Oh yeah, he just got melted down, and that's going to be the flicker coming from Bajan. Luminaire getting engaged upon over the mid side as well. Rest of the members of Onic will have to back away. Anti-Mage will be able to
on the string.
He will come over on the side. Ejector coming up, but he does have so much room, and he does not get flipped all the way back.
Oh my goodness, Juan should have absolutely died there. Onic kind of walked around it, but when they put the damage and the shield from the Hearthgird was there, on top of the love taps from the Angela, they are securing kills one by one, and Sasa gets ejected backwards, but John making the plays, they secure another kill, and they get the golden staff for their carry. Oh my god. Being Juan right now, it feels so good to play marksman when you have a team like this.
Yeah, it makes it all too easy, and now Rex will be actually forcing Anti-Mage all the way through. He can't even escape out of this, and the rest of Evos looking to actually chase right through. How long can he take? Uranus is actually making some great escapes, but it will be Rekt just knocking it up in the air. Luminaire is still going in for a chase. Well, there will be the godlike one with 7 kills.
Oh man, Uranus can take so much punishment here as Evos slowly rotate towards the bottom side of the map. They're trying to be efficient with their movements. They break mid tier 2, they quickly rotate into the jungle, and then, well, you look at me like that.
Yeah.
Well, you looking at me like that, Aaron.
Of course, they did some great turnaround, but well, Anti-Mage definitely bought enough time on his Uranus, but, that's definitely Onic Esports still needing to actually do so much more. Now, there's a little bit of a standstill between Evos members, and I'm not too sure why. It seems like they've already set this up, and Rekt is ready for the Warrior Dragon, while we, of course, have one taking out the turtle as well.
Yeah, this is like a pseudo-commitment coming in for Evos. They know that their main damage dealer isn't there, so they don't want to initiate too hard. They're kind of like, if we get a pick, we get a pick. If we don't get a pick, that's absolutely fine. Just don't use too many abilities. Save your resources until we have everybody. We can't afford to make a mistake like this again.
Yeah, they definitely cannot afford any mistakes at all. And we're looking at Luminaire. He can easily just run free. Doesn't really care whether that Rassi could actually pull off that wall charge. They are actually opening up bottom lane. They know they can't defend this. They know Babajan will go in with the ejector. And Rekt, constant pressure on the top side. This is definitely that juggle that they are looking for. So who knows? Onic might just be able to actually find a way to actually turn this one around.
Yeah, Rose Gold Meteor just being purchased by Juan. Juan quickly goes back, but John flickers forward, catches Anti-Mage with the ejector, and now the Angela with the Hearthguard is going to be enough, but nobody is close enough for that puppet on the string to get an effective snare and slow. But Anti-Mage, he has to be so careful. He only took 8 auto attacks, and that already chunked him out at least 70% of his HP.
Yeah, and now Juan, of course, with that, he will be able to actually push things off. Anti-Mage is forced to actually hit off instantaneously. Like Rassi as well, he forces Flicker right there. So effectiveness, I'm not sure. Can they even do much towards the side of Evos? I feel like they have already skill off the chart, and one proves to be the superior marksman in this game.
Yeah, and Juan is just taking his... I mean, you say superior marksman, but when you have an entire team dedicated to keep him alive with the Angela as well, it's just ridiculous. And the setup from Bajan is just, it feels... I mean, if I was in Juan's position, I'd be like, this is the greatest role ever.
Yeah, I mean, what can Natalia really do here? So far, not even single successful assassination, and we can already understand why. So they didn't really need to actually draft a full tank comp. All they needed, a great support, and in the form of Luminaire, they trust.
But I think you also have also have to understand that Evos is playing around this Natalia. You see, nobody is really below that 50% HP mark at all times. They're trying to keep themselves alive as much as possible. The Angela is keeping them topped off. After some big plays, if somebody's low, they quickly either hide away from the Natalia as quickly as possible, and recall to the base to make sure that they are healthy, so they don't give an opportunity for that Natalia to get those freebies. Because once she gets a couple of those freebies, that snowball starts rolling forward. She eventually can start hitting the bigger targets. Like, oh yeah, now I can start one-shotting the Cho. I can start one-shotting your Jawhead.
Yeah, that's pretty much right. And so far, I'm really concerned here. They do have the Lord. It's marching over the top side here, while the rest of Evos, they just need to pressurize either one of these lanes and look for the end point.
Oh yeah, you can see Bajan already going in with the flicker. He actually whiffs the ability. He has to use his ultimate to Rasti to get on now. This was a little bit of a mistake, a little bit of a misplay coming in from Evos. However, they do have Lord. They want to make the best of the situation. Juan already has Angela already inside of him. They secure the kill onto Grok. He's dodging around. Those love taps are keeping him so alive. It's actually infuriating as they look to secure the game.
And this will be Evos'